right, welcome back. Episode number 5, Stepping in the Box College Baseball. I'm here with an outfielder from the University of Oklahoma, Kendall Pettis. Kendall, how you doing?
Yeah, how are you, Cam?
Doing pretty good. I appreciate you taking the time and coming on to the show.
Of course, anytime.
So you are a redshirt freshman, is that correct?
Yes, I am a redshirt freshman here at the
Okay.
University of Oklahoma.
So it's your, I guess, second season,
Yeah,
second,
yeah, kind of second little
first and a half, whatever.
yeah, first and a half, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So, what was speaking of that? I haven't asked anyone that I've interviewed yet.
Mhm.
Where were you? Do you remember like exactly where you were when you found out that like the season was canceled?
That's crazy because I actually do remember exactly where we were. We were about to play, so we actually flew down to Cal Poly. Actually, I have a crazy story. I have a crazy story. So we flew down to Cal Poly, and the day we got there, well, like we had started hearing some speculations about baseball might get canceled and stuff like that, but like nobody was for sure yet. Like nobody knew for sure. And like the night before we were gonna play Cal Poly, um, I was up late at night. I think it might have been 12, 1 o'clock, and I was feeling really sick. I woke up and like sweating, and like I didn't feel well at all. I was just like, there's no way that this is actually happening. Like I was like, do I have COVID or anything? So I went to our trainer Luke, and he kind of helped me through the night. Like I had to go to him like I would wake up every 2-3 hours and call him, let him know how I feel. And like every 2-3 hours, I didn't feel any better. So like so they thought that I had COVID, but I guess ended up being once I guess when everything got canceled, we're sitting in a hotel meeting room, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna catch a charter plane back to the university, and yeah, the season's canceled, guys. And like you seeing some guys and they're tearing up, crying, everybody giving each other hugs, because like we didn't know if this was gonna be our last time with everybody. And so that was really rough. But me, unfortunately, like I wasn't able to like really get close to anybody or anything, because they had knew that I was feeling a little under the weather. So on the charter plane back to the university, I had to sit in the far back of the plane away from everybody else. Like in the bus, I had to sit way in the back, and it was crazy. But turns out, I only had I forgot what it was. I know it wasn't mono. I think it was strep. I think I had strep. And so it was like, all right, whatever. And until this day, I still, like, knock on wood, I still have yet to have COVID. Wow, it's only like 3 or 4 of us on the team that haven't had it. And like, I thought I was the first one, but ended up not even being the first one.
Yeah, I know. I talked to a beat car, and he said that in the fall you guys had a little outbreak, and like almost everyone on the team had it. So you were one of the
Yeah.
few that didn't get it.
Yes, I was one of the few that didn't get it. Like even my two roommates got it, and I was just like, I don't know how I don't have it. Like I don't know. I don't. It was funny.
And so, at least this year it's getting back to normal. You guys are getting to travel and getting to go over. I know you guys going to Texas State tomorrow, and then got a
Mhm.
series this weekend with UT starting conference play against the. I think they're.
Mhm.
I think they moved up to 9 now, so that'll be
Yeah,
a good
they
test
did.
for y'all.
Hmm. But no,
So
yeah,
you
I
grew up.
mean, shoot, we're hot. I'm sorry, we're hot right now.
Mhm.
So I mean, we gotta. I think Texas State. We can't like overlook Texas State, because they're a good team. They're a good program. They'll beat some teams. They'll beat some good teams this year. So we can't forget about them. But then the big series of UT this weekend. So that should be fun, especially for me coming from Chicago. I've never really been a part of anything that big before. So or like any like type of rivalry like that. So it should be a fun little rivalry for me.
Yeah, so yeah, you mentioned that you grew up in Chicago. Were you in like the inner city or were you on the outskirts?
Yeah, I'm in the inner city, so I'm about I'm right alongside the lake, right on Lakeshore
Okay.
Drive. So I'm right in the smack right in the middle of Chicago.
So growing up, like, I mean, in the middle of a big city like that, was it hard to like find fields to go play with your friends, or was it like hard to like get youth games going and all that?
Yeah, so the thing, like especially when I was younger, um when I didn't have a car or anything, like there are many like I guess there are fields, but when you talk about talent wise, a lot of there aren't that many guys in the city that really even care about baseball. You know, a lot of guys want to play football, want to play basketball, stuff like that. And so it was hard to find like a big group of guys that you would be able to go to a field and play catch and hit and do stuff like that. But once I got older and like starting, I was able to get a car and stuff. I was able to go to the suburbs and like go to the outer skirts of Chicago. And you know, one of my good friends has a cage. He put up a cage in his backyard not too long ago, so we would get our work in there. And there was a lot of guys that lived in the suburbs that played baseball really competitively. So I was able to go out there and be able to get some reps in and stuff.
Were your parents big into sports? Did they like push you to play any sports, or was it all you wanted to do it?
Yeah, so I think as soon as I got home, my dad probably put a baseball in my hand. I know he played in college at St. Xavier University. I think it's a junior college in Chicago. I believe it's a junior college, and he ended up getting sidelined by injury, and I think it kind of ended his career. So I believe that he was really upset about that, and I think that now that once he had me, that he kind of wanted to put me in a good position to make it as far as I could, and do something that he wasn't able to finish.
So I know there are a lot of guys on the OU roster that are either from like Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, like this whole area. What
Hmm.
was like what made you first like either did you come down due to like an official visit to
So
OU?
yeah, I did come down and take my physical, but I think the main reason for me to that I came to Oklahoma was because I wanted to get out of the cold. I wanted to get out of the city of Chicago for one, and I just wanted to. I was talking to my parents, but I was like, I want to go somewhere warmer. I want to go to a warmer state. I don't really care where it is. It can be out west. It can be down south. It could be anywhere. But I wanted to get out of the cold. I'm tired of the cold. I'm tired of all the snow. Like I just want to get rid of it. And so when I started getting offers by schools and stuff, I I really took into Oklahoma once I went I visited the school. Then I had my official, and like the atmosphere at the football games, the fields, the
Yeah.
coaches, everything was just amazing. So I was just like, yeah, I believe this is the spot, and I believe that I really had a chance to get out and play right away. And so I was like, yeah, I believe this is where I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I know there are it's yeah, we although I'm from Texas, so I mean
Mhm. Okay.
it's colder up here than it
Yeah.
is in Texas, but I mean
Hmm.
compared to Chicago, this is nothing.
Mm-mm, yeah, we get feet, a bunch of feet of snow, and it's just like, bro, like, and it's crazy because we can get about 20, 15, 12 inches of snow, and it'll be like, okay, school's still on. Like, I got to drive to school and stuff, and we get about a foot of like a couple inches of snow here and there. All right, yep, school's online or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like, you don't got to come. I'm just like, let's go.
Yeah.
So. That's the one. That is a good. I guess that's what I do like about the snow here. When it does snow, I guess.
People start freaking out.
People start freaking out, but it does. Let me tell you, it does get cold down here though. Like the wind in Oklahoma is brutal.
Oh
The
yeah.
ice is brutal. All of that is brutal.
Yeah, this thing with Texas and Oklahoma is that we might not get as much snow, but whatever we
Hmm.
don't get as snow, we make up for it in getting horrible ice
Yes,
storms and stuff.
horrible ice storms. Yes, it's terrible. So like I almost
So
bust stuff all the time.
yeah, so I know OU is a they like to make sure that you guys look good. I love asking people who go to OU because I know they make you guys look good. What's your favorite piece of gear that you've gotten? Whether it's like a super cool T-shirt, some cleats, something that you've got that you're like, this is sick, and I never thought I would get this from the university that I played at.
That's a good question. I would probably have to say, when I think about it, well, starters, I love the gloves. I love making the gloves. That's
Yeah.
one of my big things. But if I had to pick a piece of clothing, we got these really nice jogging pants that I wear all the time. I got in my freshman year. These black jogging pants with a little OU sign and a Nike sign on the thighs. And I really like those. One of my favorite shirts is it's like a dry fit shirt, short sleeve, OU baseball on it. I like it because it fits well on me. It kind of shows off the muscles or whatever, you know. And then actually this year we just got a pullover that I really like, and so I wear it around all the time or whatever. So I really do like that. But yeah, they do keep us with good gear, and I appreciate everything that they do for us because I never want to take that for granted, stuff like that, because I know it's a bunch of kids that would love to be in my position, wearing that gear or doing all of that, but instead they have to work, or like they're at a JUCO or somewhere where they're not as gifted as OU is.
When you're coming out of high school, did you think that, hey, I might be going to JUCO, or when did you get offered to OU where you're like, for a while I'm gonna just go to a D1, or did you? 'Cause I know some players are kind of in between. Do I want to go to
Hmm.
maybe a smaller D1,
Hmm.
or do I want to try JUCO? What was the
Right.
recruiting process like for you?
So I think for me, with the summer team that I played for, I was one of the more higher up names in the organization, and so recruitment for me honestly started a little later than I expected and then I wanted to, honestly, because I didn't really start to get any offers or anything until I went to the area codes in California, and so to junior area code. So it was the end of my sophomore year, beginning of my junior year. And so a lot of people were like, Kendall, what's going on? Like, why isn't anybody talking to you? Like that, all this, all that. Like other kids in the organization were getting offers and committing to schools, these nice schools and stuff. And I'm just here with like not much to my name. And I was just like, I just gotta be patient, like my time will come and stuff like that. So after the junior area codes, I ended up performing pretty well there, and that's when I started to get like Oklahoma and all these other schools, and like that's when I was like, okay, I can start, picking and choosing who I like and what I want to do. And but like honestly, I never really thought about going to JUCO route or anything. Like once I got the offer from Oklahoma and I committed, I was like, okay, if I don't get drafted out of high school, I'm gonna take my 3 years here, develop, and try to make a name for myself here, and try to get myself out of here in the next 3 years.
All right, nice. So, before the games, do you have any like superstitions or anything that you do before every single game?
So I like being from Chicago. I'm a big um, music guy. Well, especially for like Chicago rappers and stuff. So I'm a big fan of listening to this rapper. His name is G Herbo. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but I put like me and this another kid on the team named Logan Kohler. We listen to him all the time. Like we always try to bump it before the games and stuff like that. But he kind of just, I don't know. I like listening to his music and like listening to what he's saying, and so that kind of gets me in a good mood to play the game. And then I've just actually just started a little superstition where I'm always if I'm going off the bat, like I'm chewing on a piece of bubble gum or like just a piece of gum, because I know that when you're taking a test, like they say, like chew a piece of gum and stuff because it helps like you focus and stuff. So I always go up with a piece of gum in my mouth, just chewing on stuff, just to make sure that I'm focused up at the plate and stuff. But I'm not super superstitious, but those are like just a few little things that I do before the games.
What's your walk up song this year?
It's Automatic by NBA YoungBoy, and
Okay.
that's the thing. I thought about going with her, but I was like, nah, not many people will know who it is or like who it is or
Well,
whatever.
it's funny you say that because I was at a game and I was like, I think yeah, now that I remember, it was you walking up to the plate, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, what's this song? I like this
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
I
It's
added to my
it's crazy
Spotify
because
playlist.
one of the managers was like, "Hey, what song is that you playing?" And I was just like, "It's Automatic by NBA," and like everybody, like that. That's funny because somebody else had asked me the same question. But no, yeah. I mean, I was trying to think like not necessarily what's my favorite song to listen to, but what's a song that like gets me like in a good mood, that like I can like the beat, like I like the beat, and I like what he's
Yeah.
saying. So I was like, all right, I'll go with this one.
Okay. So if you got whether it be like high school or shoot, even like 9 or 10,
Mhm.
9 and 10 year old, when you was like one performance that you've had in your career that was like, this is the best performance I've ever had in my life, best hitting performance, maybe made a web jam or something like that.
Okay, so I remember. shoot, it was in the well for start. Okay, they always they tend to happen in the playoffs. I would just corny. So like in high
It's not
school,
not a bad place to have it
not
happen.
not a bad place to have it, right? So in high school, I remember I was playing this high school called Saint Rita, and I ended up going 5 for 5 in the game, and we ended up beating them. So that was pretty big. I was like, all right, couldn't get out in that game. And then I remember my senior year of um of high school, and the game, actually the game that we lost in my season in high school. We were facing a kid going to Louisville named Michael Persecki, who's actually he's a good friend of mine. He's at Louisville right now, and we had literally like we had a week to kind of prepare for him because he's a lefty, a hard throwing lefty or whatever. And so we would go to my friend who his dad has this he owns this place where we could go in and like hit a machine or whatever. So we would go in there every day and hit off the machine. And like I think it really just helped me prepare for that game. And I ended up like literally barreling every ball that I hit that game. But unfortunately we lost. But I also thought that was a really good game for me. But those, if I could really remember anything, those are like two of the best games I've had so far.
So, what would you think that like maybe it's like your fielding, your batting, your base running? What do you think is your best skill, and what do you think is your worst?
Okay, I think I really do. I like I believe that fielding is something that's lost kind of in the sport. Like a lot of people want guys who just hit the ball really hard, really far. Which is, I mean, obviously, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to do that? Like, but me, I think that me personally, like my fielding is what stands out, and obviously in my speed as well. Like I know that whenever I'm up to play, like I'm able to not only do damage with like the bat, but also my feet as well. So like so like just in case like I hit like a little dribbler, like I can beat that out, and I just feel like that's a big advantage for like anything where I can lay a bun down and have bring the third baseman in, and then I could hit one super hard at him kind of, and just do like I just feel like using that speed is really big for me just because like it helps me like do a lot of things with the bat and like open up a lot of holes. But me personally, like I said, fielding and speed is some of my top things. And then I think just not necessarily hitting for contact, but more like a power hitter. I wish that I could, spray the ball over the yard like a little more and like hit the ball a little further. But I mean, that'll also come with like, strength. And as I get older, like I'm still young, like, as I get older and just tweaking some things and like just keep learning and learning and going with the coaches, like that'll eventually, turn out to be something that is really good for me as well.
So I know this past weekend you got a redshirt senior, Brandon Zaragoza, hitting his first career home run. What was the uh, what was the vibe in the dugout like after that? Because I know he was pumped.
Yeah, so I forgot who I was talking to, but we were watching the AB, and I seen Z hit it, and I was like, oh snap, that might have a chance. And then I seen it like keep going. I was like, oh snap, and then it literally
Hit the top of the
hit
wall.
the top of the wall, and it shoots over, and we just went berserk, like we just went crazy because it was just like it was like, oh my god, like they just happened out of nowhere. Like why? Like it's been shoot 4 years, and like it just happened like right here, like out of nowhere, and it just I guess it really just caught everybody by surprise, and like the stadium went crazy, like the fans went crazy. We were
Oh
so
yeah.
excited. Like it was a big deal for us just because he is such a deserving person to finally get one out like that, and so we were really happy for him, and like ended up just being like a super cool moment. And like we once we like got to like congratulate him and stuff, like we were all just jumping up and down, just being some big old kids. So it was a good time. It was fun. It was a real cool experience.
Yes, I know. There's a above the top of the bleachers. There's this group of people that they're always in there, and they always like chant the name of people who hit home runs. And when they
Mm,
started chanting Z, he gave like the biggest fist bump ever. He was so
yes,
hyped.
yes, I
Yeah,
know he
they're
was so hyped. That was cool. That was so cool. That was amazing.
so. I know with COVID and everything. I've talked to this a little bit about the other with B car, but what COVID protocols are y'all have in place? How often y'all getting tested? or I know you guys are trying to like bubble the best you can, but
hmm
what has it been like
So
trying to navigate through all that?
so right now, I believe we get tested 3 times a week. I know we get tested. We get tested every Monday, and then we get tested right before we leave for when we go to, if we have like a midweek somewhere, we get tested right before the midweek. And then once we're down, like if we're out of town somewhere, we'll have one of their doctors or one of their people who take the COVID test. They'll come in and COVID test us. So we'll take a test down there as well. So like they're actually doing a really good job and able to getting us these tests whenever we need them. And like we're doing a good job of following the mask protocol on the buses, where we got face shields and an N95 mask, and just making sure that nobody's sitting directly next to each other and stuff. But I know a lot of people, they're talking about getting the vaccine or whatever, and so they're putting that into perspective of like, yeah, you should get the vaccine and do this and do that. And so I think that once people start getting fully vaccinated, like it'll help everything out, because now the guys who are fully vaccinated, they can all hang out with each other without a mask or anything, stuff like that. So they're doing a really good job, and they were like trying to really clear this thing out.
Yeah, because I know the Oklahoma. I think I got an alert earlier that starting the 29th of March, I think that
Mhm.
anyone in the state can get vaccinated. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll start having more and more fans. Hopefully at some point
Mhm.
in the season they can up the number of tickets that they
Yeah,
give
no,
out
I'm,
so you
I'm,
can.
yeah, because I'm really trying to. I want to pack it, man. I hate seeing all these open seats and fans who aren't able to come into the game just because this disease that's really affected the whole world. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. It's been a long year and some months now, man. But it needs to hurry up and get out of here.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but out in the outfield berm, the couches. Have you noticed
Mhm.
that?
I have no.
Yeah,
After the games, I see people freaking picking up their couches and taking them back to their trucks. I'm just like, man, y'all are dedicated for real.
yeah. And what's funny is that they're always John at the right fielder for the other team every
Really?
game. Oh yeah,
Yeah. No,
oh yeah.
that's crazy. That's so funny. I love when people chirp at the outfielders, man. I'll hear I'll hear a few fans out when I'm in left field. They'll be trying to talk to me and stuff. I'm just like, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. Like I gotta be focused on the game. But it's funny, especially seeing like your friends out there too, screaming your name, calling your name and stuff. So that's cool. Just see them supporting and like just being out there and having a good time on the ground.
So when they shut the season down, did
Mhm.
you go back to Chicago?
Yeah. So I mean, so like. Yeah, actually, I was like, Ma, I talked to my mom and dad. I was like, Ma, give me the quickest flight out of here, out of Norman. Like, I want to get home. I want to see you guys. Like, I just want to get home and kind of just be back at home. Just because I love being in Chicago and stuff like that. But I was like, yeah, I want to get home and stuff. But as soon as I got home, everything was shut down. Like, because it got really bad in Chicago, and so it was nothing to do. You know what I mean? Like I was able to do a few workouts at home, do some workouts at home, because all the gyms were closed. Like even my trainer was closed. I couldn't even go see my trainer or anything. So I had to run up some stairs, do some push-ups. I would put 2 gallons of water on like a little stick and do some curls. Just finding anything to do to like just stay in some type of shape. And it was hard. But during during the um during the quarantine, Logan called me, and Logan Kohler, our second baseman, and he was like, "Hey, it's a little league out in Dallas, which is where he lives. If you want to come out and stay with me, if we can play in this league, really just get some reps in, and just so we're not sitting on our ass, you know what I mean." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And like my parents were like, "Yeah, go ahead, like if you want to do that, like it's cool." So my parents talked to his parents, and I ended up staying with Logan for 2 months, and it was awesome. It ended up being a great little experience going down to
Because
Dallas.
the Yeah, I know there's a lot of like summer leagues and a lot of college leagues, and there's some good talent in the
Mm-hmm.
DFW area.
Yeah, it's a lot of good talent. It's a lot of people that really can really ball out there. So it was cool being able to, get out of the Midwest and see what like those boys from Texas and stuff could play like and stuff. So that was cool, especially like seeing like competition that I know we would play like during the season, like kids from Texas Tech, kids that would go to Baylor, kids that were from West Virginia and stuff like that. So that was cool. OSU, stuff like that.
So it's probably a little harder to say for a position player versus a pitcher, but who would you think that like if someone were to compare you to one MLB player, who do you think it would be?
So a lot of people, I know I've had this one of my coaches from back home compares me. I don't even know if you've ever heard him, but his name is Ron Gant. I believe that's his name.
So
Yeah, you might not have heard him, but yeah, they compare me a lot to him. And I was just talking to Skip the other day too. I forgot. I think he compared me to shoot, I forget his name. And it's Andrew something, I believe. Oh no, it's something Jones.
Andrew
Um,
Jones?
yeah, it might have been. No, I don't think it was Andrew Jones. It was because Andrew Jones the he's the one that played with the didn't he play with the Braves? Andrew
Yeah.
Jones. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's I forget his name, but it was this other player that that I know who was really good and like. But me personally, I I don't know who I could compare myself to. Honestly, I do like Kyle Lewis though. I've been following him a little more lately, and just seeing him, go out and perform the way he's performing. Like I kind of would like to not necessarily like match my game to his, but kind of like play the game like he does, and do stuff like he does. So, but I'm mad that I can't remember who he compared me to. But no, yeah, that's if I had to pick somebody, that it would be Kyle.
Right, yeah, because I know I kind of I've been to pretty much all the home games that you guys had
Hmm.
this year, so I've gone to see you in person. You kind of remind me of like the Lino de Shields, but you can hit better.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that kid, because he played with the Rangers, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he
Yeah.
got traded to the Indians, and I think he's back with the Rangers now.
Oh, is he really? Okay,
Yeah,
no, yeah. I know exactly what it is. So, no, yeah, I mean, like I said, like you said, like I know he uses his speed to his advantage, and like I just know that that's one thing that I have to do. So just use I know a lot of people wish they could, run super fast and stuff like that, but like I know that I have to use that to my advantage, and that's funny that you brought that up. That I brought up speed because after I bunted the other day for a base hit after the game, Skip was like, "Well, why don't you bump more and stuff like that?" I was just like, "I don't know. Like, I guess I could start bunting more and stuff." But no, yeah. So I just gotta, just always keep that in the back of my mind and stuff.
All right, I got one more question for you. If you
Okay.
could go back in time to see any historical baseball event in person, what would it be?
Um, this one is funny. I wish, yeah. Are you talking about in person?
Yeah, like you could go watch it in the stands, or if you can go sit in the dugout.
Okay. It would have either had to been Jose Batista and Odor and whatever his name is that
Brunette
fight.
Odor, yeah.
Yes, I wish I would have been able to see that, or even Jose Batista's. And it's crazy. Actually, a lot. All I wanted to see Jose Batista's home run in the playoffs.
Dude,
I
I'm a
know that was
Rangers
probably
fan. That hurts.
ridiculous.
I'm a Rangers fan. That
Oh, I'm
hurts.
so sorry to hear
That
that, but
hurts.
I'm
That
so sorry to
hurts.
hear that. But I know that was probably
Oh
that
yeah,
freaking stadium erupted. Being a White Sox fan, probably seeing Mark Burley perfect game, especially with
yeah. That catch out
yeah, with
center.
the catch.
Hmm.
I bet that like I'm pretty sure that would have been super cool to watch. But those are just a few. Maybe seeing Albert Pujols to get what was it his 500
Yeah, I
home run.
think 500 or 600. Yeah.
Yeah, 500 600 something like that. That would also been cool because he's also a really good. I like Albert Pujols a lot too. But no, yeah, one of those two, one of those few. No,
All right.
yeah.
Well, this has been Kendall Pettis, a left fielder, outfielder for the University of Oklahoma. Kendall, I appreciate you taking the time, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, Cam. I appreciate you for being able to put me on here. Appreciate it a
Yes,
lot.
sir.